Welcome back for the next Flashpoint. This time we are doing the Long Hunt, where we're working for the Draconis Combine in hunting down a Davion War Criminal in their terminology, but I don't know if the Davions would necessarily agree. But we're a mercenary. Those political thoughts are not our job. I have to look at some point and see where exactly Shalkala is, if it goes by the normal of this game, where it's nowhere where it should be. Heck, this being an HBS game, Shalkala might not even be a Kuritan world for all I know. But Bob has a stake in this one. As they mentioned, he's actually sober right now, so yeah, he takes this one seriously. The storyline that goes with this one, the path I follow through this is a multi-path campaign. Uh, I have never done the other one. I've only ever done what you see here, so I really don't know if the other way is any easier. However, if you do the way I do going into this, know that it is 3 or 4, I forget how many exactly, consecutive deployments. You don't get a chance to repair, and you can't heal a wounded mech warrior. So if you do the route I do, you had better be prepared to take some heavy hitters or risk one hell of a loss in what you've got coming here. So I start right off with my assault mechs. Excuse me. We have to take out that base over there and all of its defenders. So Shalkala is actually in the Draconis Combine, but it's pretty deep into it. I don't see how this guy would have raided it, but whatever. Doesn't really have much to say about it on Sarn other than that it does exist and where it's located. So, but yeah, it is a Draconis planet. I can't believe I never thought to look that up before now. It's not like it's a border world. It's pretty deep in the Combine. So right off the bat, there is a rifleman, what looks like a quick draw, and a large turret. Right off the bat, also, I took a head hit, so that's not good. I believe you only face 2 lances, but this is still a pretty tough fight. They put up a good struggle here. And the turrets, if you can't take them out in a hurry, do a world of hurt. The turrets, I think, are actually more dangerous than the battle mechs in this one if you don't take them out. They don't have a lot of armor. They're relatively easy to take out for assault mechs, but they got a lot of firepower to them. I know my Atlas takes a beating in this one, but I don't remember if I lose anything in this particular mission. We will find out together, because I don't really remember. also outfitted him with a bit longer weapons than I normally would want. The Gauss rifle and the PPCs. If I remember right, I swapped them out for large lasers and a couple large lasers and an autocannon after this. Can't really remember though. Okay, there's the rifleman down. And yeah, those turrets put out some hurt.
Commander. Roger that.
Phoenix Hawk. There's the turret over there. I don't remember what the fourth battle mech is right now. Oh, Vulcan. Okay, that's not too big of a threat.
I copy.
Vulcan is a very good mech against vehicles and infantry, not so good against assault mechs.
Standing by. On the move. Let's see how you like this.
Trying to keep the missile boat out of line of sight here for the time being. The downside of having all this opposition is it can take a while for the AI to decide what it wants to do here. But that's alright. Gives me more time to think about what I want to do.
Oh, I hate these guys.
Yeah.
Ready for orders. Engage.
Other turret down.
That turret is gone.
Yes, thank you. I hadn't noticed. Oh, I could put a shot in his back meats. His delicious, delicious back meats. That's half the enemy lance down and half the turrets.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage. Yes, Commander.
Seriously, I missed. Good thing my Atlas can take a punch, because, man, everybody's shooting at him.
What's up, boss?
Go for the turret.
Turret destroyed.
Excellent. One turret, one, and I believe two medium. I think the Vulcan's a medium mech. It might be a light. I can't remember for sure. Ooh, that hurt.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Yes, Commander.
The reason I brought the bull shark, it's very, very good for taking out clusters of buildings so you don't have to waste your ammo on other weapon systems on them.
Waiting for orders.
Then I gotta wait another turn before I can use that gun, but I believe that gives me the opportunity with him to finish off the, yeah, Phoenix Hawk. I almost said Shadow Hawk, but I knew that wasn't right.
Receiving you.
So assuming Decker doesn't do it, but we'll see. Oh, that hurt him good. Oh, my sweet summer child. I really think you're going to do anything against a stalker?
I'm here. Location confirmed. Give us everything we've got. Target destroyed.
And he's down. So I'll move him, give him a chance to cool off.
Warning. Enemy reinforcements detected.
Trigger the second wave.
I've been sensor locked. Yes, Commander. Moving to position. Roger that.
Takes that turret out, which I believe means they can't get line of sight on my Atlas now. I don't remember if buildings count for line of sight. I know turrets can.
Copy that.
Orders.
Finish them off. I believe this takes down the whole complex, or at least the vast majority of it. You only need to take out 3 buildings.
Get to land to the LZ.
There we go.
I'm coming in hot.
And of course the LZ is on the other side of the reinforcements that just came in, because of course it is. Why wouldn't she land in a hot area full of enemy mechs?
Standing by.
I think I use Behemoth to get a line of sight and finish him off with Decker if I can't finish him with this. Ooh, Rifleman.
Confirmed. Solid connection on that one.
Waiting for
I haven't used the Rifleman in this. In the game, in the HBS version of the game, it has what's known as a rangefinder suite, which I think is meant to take the place of the advanced targeting computer the Rifleman has. It's a I believe predates the Star League, and it's still got one of the best targeting computers ever made. So it's if it can get a lock on you, it's dangerous. But they have very poor heat management, and for a mech their size, very weak armor. So most of their variants are also heavily dependent on ammunition, which tends to cause them some problems.
Engaging target.
He's lagged and knocked over. Another pilot injury. Orion? Which isn't real common in Fed Sun service, but whatever.
Waiting for orders. Acknowledged.
God, still can't shake this cough. I've had it since frickin' September.
Warning. Armor low.
Commander. Firing.
There's the Shadowhawk. Apparently I was just being psychic.
That
Oh boy, an SRM-2 destroyed. That's helpful.
Orders? On my way. Giving him
Let's see
everything
if we
I've
can
got.
finish him off. He's down. Oof, and
That's a kill.
not really anything left to him. Oh. That rifleman is plucky. I hate that. He's gonna have to pay.
Internal damage. All weapons committed.
He's down. Just the Orion left.
Destroyed. Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage.
Receiving. On my way.
And he's down. There we go. First part of this done. I have actually failed this mission. That's one reason I took assault mechs, is I've tried to do it with heavies before for the mobility and gotten my shit kicked in. So
Mission successful.
and of course it glitches out here. And surprise, surprise, he's a cocky, arrogant, smug Fed Sons officer. What are the odds? I like that he recognizes that's a nice little. You wouldn't. expect to hear that from a Draconis officer. I like that they threw that in. He says you're too valuable to the Combine because you've done good work for him. Usually the Combine isn't exactly fond of mercenaries. This is before the Death to Mercenaries order, but still, they're usually not especially fond of mercenaries in the Draconis Combine. I go with my my normal heavy lance, but I continue taking the stalker for the fire support. Between the stalker and the archer, that is a lot of LRMs thrown out in a short time here.
Command interface initiated.
On my way.
I was about to say I find it funny we have the reputation as high as it is with the Fed Sons, considering the missions like this we run. But several of the ones, as I said, I lost a couple of the flashpoints that I had saved. They just disappeared off my computer somehow. A couple of them were for House Davion, so that probably got my reputation up high enough to where working against them a few times here doesn't really take me out of consideration. Oh, there's an archer right off the bat.
All weapons committed.
And an archer down right off the bat.
Destroyed.
As I've said, I love the efficiency of headshots.
Enemy detected.
Commander. Roger. Locking on target.
Vindicator. That's odd in Davion service. That's usually a Capellan mech.
Standing by. Location confirmed.
Thunderbolt is a bit more common.
Firing on multiple enemies.
Split fire, if nothing else, take the evasive off of them. Make them easier for the stalker to hit. Two PPCs. I wonder what that could be. I'm thinking Warhammer.
On it.
I probably should have fired on that Vindicator, but that Thunderbolt's the more dangerous target. I probably could have knocked out the side torso and arm of that Vindicator, but its weapons are mainly on the other side, so that really wouldn't have done me much damage. Or much good, I should say. It would have taken out its LRM, but it still would have left the PPC in play. Head hit.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
I will say, as I've said a few times before, mentioned in passing, that for as long as these matches take, if we were playing ones like this in tabletop, this would probably be hours worth of play for any of these missions. So for all of its flaws, the HBS game sticks to the spirit of the tabletop while drastically speeding up the play and simplifying things. I mean, the computer calculates immediately when you fire all of the modifiers and hit locations and everything else that you'd have to do by dice in the tabletop game.
Yes, Commander.
Is he close enough to use the small lasers on?
Affirmative.
Yes. Okay, so he's lost his LRM and he's knocked over. The lights, or the small lasers didn't do much to him, but a little more damage never hurt. And you might get lucky. The small lasers and machine guns are very good at doing critical hits.
My armor's getting stripped off.
I don't like machine guns because being ammo based, for some reason, the ammo on the machine guns seems to be very, very vulnerable to being set off in an ammo explosion. I don't like risking it. I like small lasers better. Even though, oddly enough, I actually tend to prefer autocannons and ballistic weapons to lasers for the most part, but even though almost all of my mechs that I tend to use, like these ones that are set up like my tabletop, with the exception of the Stalker, are very laser heavy, but that's more the limitations of this setting. As I said, I don't like PPCs, and these are energy-based mechs for the most part, so.
All weapons committed.
Which variant of the Thunderbolt is that? That's got the... It's an SS, okay. I was going to say, I couldn't remember off the top of my head which variant had flamers. A Vindicator really isn't doing much, but it don't want to die.
I'm picking up a new sensor trace.
Oh, hey, look at that. Reinforcements coming in behind us. What are the odds? The map might change, but the setup on these is usually pretty consistent. While you're taking on one lance, another one comes in either to the side or behind you. It's pretty standard in this game. Oh yeah, he has a medium laser in his head. I forgot about that.
Commander. On my way.
Finish off that damn Vindicator. Pew pew.
Receiving you.
Sorry if I don't have much to say in this one. This is now the third in a row that I have done the voiceover for today, so I'm gonna stagger them out, releasing them on YouTube a couple of days in between them, but I'm getting them, as many of them done here as I can while I have the time.
Warning. Armor low.
I don't remember why this pause is in here. Maybe I had a phone call or something. Or was texting somebody. That's a possibility too.
All weapons committed.
Okay.
Enemy mech
Takes out his PPC and his torso weapons, which I think in that version is a medium laser, a small laser, and a machine gun, if I remember right.
Good to go.
He's down. Okay, that leaves just the Thunderbolt that's turtled right now. Then I can double back and give myself a chance to vent some heat while I deal with the ambushers coming in behind me here. Oof, Behemoth is taking a pounding.
Good to go.
Finish him, Behemoth. Finish him good.
Move order received. Engaging.
Ah, that's all she did.
That hit something good.
Oh, that took out his PPC at least. He's still got his flamers in operation though, which could be dangerous.
Damage minimal.
Thankfully they missed. Gotta take this guy out so they can't do indirect fire on us anymore. Finish him, Decker.
Move order received. On it.
Oh yeah, he's screwed. Down he goes.
Mech destroyed.
Okay, good. This gives me a chance to move, build up some evasive, and vent some heat on the guys that need it. If I remember, at least one of these is a rifleman, but beyond that, I don't remember.
Full throttle.
Yeah, there's a rifleman and a trebuchet.
Waiting for orders. Got it. All weapons are go.
Ooh. He's close to getting knocked over. Oof, that hurt.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage.
Standing by.
Yeah, I noticed. I think all she'll be able to bring into play is her large lasers. Oh,
Target
oh,
neutralized.
yes. Set off his ammo bins. There's an Orion, another one.
Warning. Armor low.
Waiting for orders.
It's a 1K, which is a Cretan model. That much must be a
Firing all weapons.
captured back. He's in bad shape now. Ooh, critical to my large laser. No.
Damage critical.
That's a good large laser. That thing's expensive.
Copy that.
What is that up there? Oh, is that a hatchet man? he's down.
I hope we can salvage that.
I don't think we can. Yep, that's a hatchet man. That was an AC-10. Oh, let's see if we can deal with him the way we normally do.
All weapons committed.
Oh my god, I have headshotted so many hatchet men in that thing.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Oh, oh, oh! Large laser, medium laser, and my autocannon gone.
Orders. Moving.
That's gonna be expensive.
Ready for orders. Got it.
Decker, if you would do the honors. Nope.
Yeah. Got it.
Knocked him down, thank you. Which takes away one of his initiative, which should mean even if my Marauder can't kill him, the other two should get to go before he does, which will help.
Engaging target.
I was hoping to take out his AC-10, damn it.
Ready for orders. Position.
Behemoth gets to go, but I think he'll go before the
Locking on target.
Stalker does.
Reporting. Critical hit.
Okay, so he's lost his AC-10, his arm, I think his LRMs. Those might be on the other side, though. Yeah, his LRMs are on the other side. Okay.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage.
Internal structure damage.
Now, Decker, please finish him off. No, wow.
On the move. Yep. All weapons fire.
There he goes.
Hostile eliminated.
Okay, so my Marauder is out of action for the next one.
Mission successful.
At least I wasn't injured. Oh, there's a lot of salvage to be had in this one. Anything good? Nope. I think I'll just get an archer out of it. Okay, it is just a 3-mission one. Oh, hell no, we're not going for the sensor array after that. We're getting this bastard. Bullshark, Highlander, Battlemaster, Stalker. God, I'm only making a $250,000 for this run. That won't even cover the repairs. Jesus. know if this guy thinks he's a brilliant strategist, but he's clearly never dealt with mercenaries who really want him dead. Or in this case, captured, because it's gone from kill him to capture him so he can be put on trial in the Combine, which is the same thing. Another archer, Jesus. I think the game sees how much fun I have with it and decides it wants in on that action too. I think that's a catapult. I don't think they'd have two archers going in the same run here, so that's probably a catapult.
Roger.
Nope, that is an Atlas. So the LRMs come in and figured that was a missile boat, but nope, that's an Atlas with an LRM-20 in the torso. 7D, I believe.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Ready for orders.
Lost an LRM-20. Lost his LRM ammo.
Waiting for orders.
Behemoth, if you would do the honors and finish this bastard off.
Affirmative.
Yeah, he's down.
Target eliminated.
There's that Atlas and two unidentified mechs out there still. Thunderbolt.
Reporting. Heavy damage.
You know what? No, I thought I used the Thumper here.
All weapons committed.
Ooh, ooh,
Enemy mech.
oh. It's a thing of beauty.
Warning.
Ooh, grasshopper. He's showing me his side. That Atlas is still dangerous, but that grasshopper is going to go down quick, I think. Yeah, that's a 7D.
Reporting. Heavy damage.
Commander. Location confirmed. Confirmed.
Standing by. Engaging with target.
Standing in the water and the thing is still overheating.
Scored a critical hit.
Gotta finish him off.
Armor low. All weapons committed.
I'm here. I copy. Got fast enough.
This might be the one where I have to re-equip the bull shark after it. Can't remember if it was this or one of my normal non-campaign missions that took a beating and had to be rearmed and re-equipped because I lost the LB-10s.
Falling.
He's hurt.
That one.
Receiving you. Engaging. Think I hit something good.
Yeah, but I need to finish him.
Roger that. This heat.
Yeah, there's an LB-10X crit. He's already fired, so I think I go after the Atlas. Nope, Thumper. Time for the artillery.
What do you need?
I need you to kill him. That's what I need.
All weapons are cold. Enemy down.
Okay, Atlas is off the field. It just leaves me the Grasshopper to worry
On my
about.
way. Taking the shot.
Waiting for orders.
Just punch him.
Aye aye.
Oh, come on. One flamer hit. Oh, man. I hate it when the dice are against me.
All weapons committed.
Finally.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Aye aye.
Confirmed.
There we go. All done.
We have the asset, Commander.
Come on. I didn't think I left this much black in here. Let's go. I mean, we're down to 2 or 3 minutes left either way, but there we are. Yeah, I find it funny that I have a better reputation with the Fed Sons than the Draconis Combine right now, but whatever. It's odd. Come on. $295,000, jeez. Come on. I must have gotten up and walked away for something on this one. Just not noticed when I did the editing here. My mercenary review rating is pretty good, though. I'm at 741 right now, 4 stars. I'm tempted to start humming something like I'm on hold right now, but knowing YouTube, they would tag that as something I don't have permission to use and flag the frickin' video or something for copyright. There we go. I'll take an Atlas. For a second I was going to say, wow, you can actually hear him pounding his fist, but that's actually coming from outside, and it's 11 o'clock here. I wonder what the hell I'm hearing outside. I live out in the country. It's very odd to hear sounds outside at 11 o'clock at night in November, or January rather. And there we go. So, and there we go. So, that's what you got. That was the long hunt. Give me, please, a like, subscribe, a thumbs up on the video. It's as simple as that. It helps me out greatly. We'll see you on the next one. Have a good one. Later.